Here we are, outside celebration. Very cool. Everyone's pretty wild. So here we are. We're about to go into the main hall.
I think this says, I don't know.
Maybe not.
That says all. I don't know what this is.
I don't know what this is. This is the line to the. We're not quite in. All of it's that way. Which line is this then? Oh, good God! Wow. Yeah. There is a, I want to say, 24-foot tall TIE fighter. There is a 24-foot tall TIE fighter that I'm walking towards, which is kind of cool. Okay, this is pretty awesome. Battle droids, clone troopers, imperial troopers. Right here in front of a couple of battle droids, full size, and then directly behind me is a giant TIE fighter. Very cool. And that is absolutely gorgeous. It is incredibly beautiful. Oh my God. That is so awesome. Here we are at Sideshow with the new batches of stuff.
They got the record.
I know, I see, yeah, that's cool.
And the speeders.
The Boba comes with the actual base? Or was the base separate? Yeah. That's actually really cool. And then we have the that's there. We've got, oh my God, look at the size of this speeder and sidecar. How awesome is that? This thing is about nearly 2 feet long.
We don't have room.
That's everybody's problem now. We don't have the room.
Nice drawing.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. This is the mall that's on my doorstep sometime today, actually. This came up. Yeah, yes. I know, it's like I have to literally call up someone to get it. Like, they sent it out last night and I'm going, no, I'm here for 3 days. And here's the Ahsoka that I seriously am waiting on in the mail. But, oh my God, she is gorgeous too. Look at this speeder. Oh. And the step with these things are amazing. I really want to get everything to step now. Anakin with the step. And then we have the ATRT Walker. That's incredible. We got the premium figure of Boba and the 6 scale of Parvisla. And then they got the R5D4 down there too. It's gorgeous. Boba Fett. Oh no, it's Cobb Vanth. Cobb Vanth. Mando on the swoop. Moff Gideon. Dark Troop is awesome. These are amazing. Oh, this is just crazy. They have the battle droid. We have the T1B battle droid. Battle droid, oh my god, the staff. Okay, that is gorgeous too. And Vader, Luke, D11, Scale. We're now in the Hasbro booth with all the Hasbro lines coming out. I believe they're coming out in 2027 maybe, or 2028. Just depends on when they get through. We've got Dylan here with all new nerds with me, and guys, we're about to check out these. All right, any observations, Dylan?
Yeah,
but it still looks great.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and some of these might end up like being there in 2026, 2020. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, some cool stuff though. There's some nice. Oh, there's
that was an epic target run across the
there's the George Lucas. Yep. So the John Favreau, Dave Filoni. Figures are right there. That's yeah. They could have been.
Dude is quite not that thin.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Yeah.
There he is.
Oh my God.
John Fab and Dave Filoni.
Yep.
So is it canon now?
We finally get to see them. We finally get to see them.
I guess.
We're here. We've got Trapper Wolf's helmet. Dave Filoni is Trapper Wolf. His little wolf Legos. We're here in front of the main stage. We're going to be showing some video here, hopefully related to the what's going on in the main upstairs area for the Lucasfilm panel. We'll see and find out how that works. Unfortunately, you can't be in there in person, but that's life. So we're here from the inside right now. We've got all new nerds. We've got all Nerds Marauders, and hey guys, and yeah, we're just learning all the details and the little facts about what's coming out of the Lucasfilm panel, since we can't be in there. But we're gonna hear more details about it soon enough.
Because I want to get it with my discount. What's it do with that?
We are going to LEGO. The gunship.
nut mix I make, and
two of
then
them
that I
separate,
put on top of it, you know, get that. Or I get like sugar-free jam and mix that in there with it. So that's just like a regular jam, and you don't have all the sugar.
Before Empire,
Yeah, and or if I make my fruit salad, then I'll just put that.
See there? That's one of the prototypes.
it is.
Good.
That's the only way to get that.
Wow.
Carded, real cake.
Like, welcome to the dark side.
Let's start lightsaber fighting. That's what they want. I highly doubt it.
Yeah? All that energy, let's try it in 4, 3, 2, 1! Just don't talk to him about sand. And he's also brought with him a guy whose uncle was in A New Hope, which I guess is good enough to be on our stage. Oh, he also plays Obi-Wan. Let's give a giant hello there to you, the veteran Christian Sarah. Talking about this show. This is amazing. How hype are y'all for this show? How does it feel to be coming How does it feel to be coming back to these characters after 20 years? I mean, obviously everybody's into it. How are you feeling?
It's so exciting. It's been such a long journey from, you know, the last film that we shot together was in 2003 in Sydney, Australia. And we finished that film, and for sure, personally, I felt like I was so happy to have been part of the Star Wars world. But we did those 3 movies, and I didn't imagine that we would be sitting here today. But It's been a long journey coming to make this series, and probably 4 or 5 years, I think. And so tonight, you know, we're going to be able to show it to you at last, and then it becomes yours, and that's makes us feel really, really great.
You know, I heard that you prepared for sort of coming back to this by watching Clone Wars and were there some things that you sort of saw in those that you wanted to like bring to Anakin as you were coming back?
First of all, thank you.
This is crazy.
I just did as much research as I could and just wanted to refamiliarize myself as much as I could, and I loved what they did with those animated series. Dave Filoni and everyone that worked on those shows did some incredible work, and you know, they did a lot more with these characters, and that was fascinating to get to watch. How that affected my performance, I'm not really sure, but I'm very glad I got to watch it, and I'm a fan now too.
And I mean, it was up and beyond the you know, the work that we were talking about. That just
right there, Jesus
how
Christ.
did it feel for the two of you to just be working together?
It's like a building some people.
How did it feel for the two of you?
So,
We're doing it together.
Amazing. It was the coolest thing to get to come back and work with Ewan again and play these characters again. Yes. It's a very special thing, and we get to do this because of all of you.
I mean, obviously, we're seeing a lot of fan love for the prequels for these movies. You know, were you surprised to see the reaction to the prequels now as people have grown up and become adults and moving these movies versus how it was, you know, 20 years ago?
Yeah, it's taken a while to sort of feel it, you know. I think when the films came out, there was no social media, there was no sort of direct link to the audience, and also the audience were, you know, young people, and over the last years, it sort of felt the warmth for the films that we made, and it's meant a lot to us. It's meant a lot to me personally to feel that. It was tricky at first with the. It's so definitely a part of the reason why we're here today. You know, why we decided to make this series.
You know, and now that you're diving back into these characters, I mean, obviously Anakin's gone through a few small changes since the last song. But, you know, we don't know much about what's been going on. You know, we talked about the end of the series, but there's this whole period of Obi-Wan's life that is kind of, you know, we don't know much about. What kind of changes? Because he was such a smiling, swashbuckling, you know, charming, kind of happy-go-lucky guy when we last saw him.
Yeah. Well, at the very end, we all know what happens at the end of Revenge of the Sith.
Don't tell me I haven't seen it yet.
so, you know, I had to take Obi-Wan from there to bridge a gap between my last work as Obi-Wan and then Alec Guinness in the New Hope. And we just sort of brainstormed that. We thought about it. The film was going to be a movie at one point. It turned into a series. Deborah Chow became our director. She's so talented, and because she directed all of the episodes, it's got her singular vision throughout. And yeah, you'll see where he's at.
Okay. And Hayden, how about you? I mean, obviously you are you were playing Anakin. You were kind of playing Vader. So I said, and now we're seeing this transition into Vader. So what are we seeing from Anakin now? Vader or?
Well, that's what's. That's what makes this character so compelling. Is there is that duality that's present, and there is that sort of inner conflict of self-identity. But it's been such a thrill to get to come back and continue my journey with the character and to get to explore Darth Vader at this point in the timeline has been huge. I miss you guys too.
Well, we're just hours away from people being able to see this. Is there anything you want the fans to know, or any last thing you want to say to them before we get to see this series tonight?
This is where the fun begins.
Yeah, it's crazy. So the first time I got it, it was called Untitled Disney Project. And so I didn't even know what it was for like the first 2 days. It was like one really intense week. And then the first time it was me, Carmen Cuba, the casting director, and then it was me, Carmen Cuba, and Deb, and then it was me, Carmen Cuba, debuting, and then we were in the studio, and then we had one final Zoom where I thought I was gonna audition again, and Deb was like, no, I just called to tell you you're gonna be Reva. So it was pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, so my character's called the Grand Inquisitor. And he's kind of one of the uber villains of the Star Wars universe. And this is the first time we're going to get to meet him in a live action show. So I'm excited.
Now we've seen Inquisitors before in Star Wars Rebels and Jedi Fallen Order. Did you go back and watch any of the episodes as research?
Yeah.
Well, I actually didn't. I felt like I had so much freedom to make Reva who she wanted to be, you know, being her in live action for the first time. I mainly just focused on the prequels. I don't know if you can tell in the dress up and left the prequels on his What did you bring to your character that that you hope connects with the fans?
Well, for me, I think everyone here would know this, but a lot of the kind of less super fans wouldn't. But the Grand Inquisitor used to be a Jedi, so for me, that's like super important.
I think that's a tough one. I think she aims to please in more ways than one, and yeah, I'm not going to do that. That feels like a spoiler, but not a spoiler. Now, what was your experience with Star Wars prior to landing this role? I'll start with you, Leslie. So prior to this, I knew like Vader and I knew Obi-Wan, and it's really hard to believe, but I had never seen the movies. And so it was really this experience that sort of opened up the door to Star Wars for me, and I actually prefer it this way because now it's attached to so many personal moments and memory celebration. You know what I mean? So it's something that I certainly remember forever.
Yeah, we used to, you know, quite a lot older than Leslie, so we used to totally dress up as the characters and run around in the woods and pretend to be. Thank you, brother.
Well, as they just said, welcome to the family, and it is so exciting to know that we are only a few hours from actually watching this happen. We have lots more fun and exciting guests coming out here on stage, so don't go anywhere, y'all. Star Wars Celebration Live will be right after this.
Please welcome the only person brave enough to tell Darth Vader what to do, Deborah Chow.
I've always loved genre, like I'm a big sci-fi fantasy fan, and this is, you know, this is the mothership, you know, and so just the world building and the level of detail in the galaxy, it's so incredibly exciting as a director to just kind of dive into this and get into such a visual, imaginative world.
Yeah, and as such a hardcore movie and nerd fan, and what was your approach in creating these new stories for Obi-Wan? What did you bring from, you know, your personal fandom?
It was interesting, you know, because going from Mandalorian onto Kenobi, Mandalorian obviously were a different part of the timeline, it was new characters, and then this project was all legacy characters. So I think, you know, one of the biggest things that we wanted to bring to this one is, you know, we wanted to be very respectful of the canon and then to make sure that we were lining up with everything, but at the same time, do something new and tell a new story. And I think one of the most interesting things that we have in the show is that we are with characters that we know and love, but we're at a different point in their lives.
How have the characters changed since we last seen them in their, you know, most recent respective animated or film appearances?
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, so we're coming out of, you know, a great many things. From Order 66, everything we have lived, and so for Obi-Wan, you know, he's carrying a tremendous weight coming into our series. It's also a really interesting time period. It's a dark time period, so that was very interesting to explore. So I think that was one of the biggest challenges. Also, one of the things that was the coolest about getting to do it is that we were doing a character further on in their life, trying to grapple with everything that happened in the movies.
So you mentioned briefly the difference between your work on The Mandalorian versus your work on Kenobi. You know, what's the difference with working with these new versus unknown characters like you did on The Mandalorian?
It was quite different. You know, like Mandalorian, we had more freedom obviously because we work with legacy characters, and it was really exciting to kind of be doing things that were really different. So coming into this one, it was a different thing, but for me, I kind of love the idea of getting to do both and having the experience. I don't honestly think I could have done Kenobi if I hadn't done Mandalorian first. One, just sort of working with John and Dave, absorbing it all and learning it on a practical level, and also stagecraft, the technology. So there's so much that I learned from that show that helped me kind of come into Kenobi and not have to just be learning that part of it when I started.
I think stagecraft has to be the coolest thing in the world. Can you talk a little bit about what it's like working in that sort of setting and how it puts you into the scene?
I love doing it. Like in the technology, when we first started on Mandalorian, it was kind of the advent of it. So, we were doing it for the first time in many respects. So I was very excited to be able to do it on Kenobi, and the technology's advanced so quickly that even just in the few years in between, already we could do things without this show that we couldn't do in season 1 on Mandalorian. So that was really exciting. The other thing I was able to do is that while we were developing the scripts, I was thinking already about stagecraft and always thinking, does this scene make sense for the technology? Is it the best use of it? And we could sort of shape what we were actually writing to use the strengths of the moment.
That's awesome. I love watching the technology evolve and how it's, enhanced the storytelling. It's so neat to watch. So what do you hope Star Wars fans take away from seeing this open series?
I think the biggest thing we were really trying to do is really have more time and get deeper into the character of Obi-Wan. And that was something that the limited format really allowed us to do, was allow us to take more time with him. So I really hope that for everyone that these feel like the characters, obviously at a different point in their lives, but that they feel at the end of the show like they really got to know them the way we didn't know.
So working with Star Wars and being such a big fan, is there a character or a planet or a ship that you're itching to get your hands on?
Honestly, between the two shows, I feel like I've kind of already had an embarrassment of riches. I've been very, very fortunate especially with this show, what I've gotten to work with on this show has been unbelievable. But the thing that's amazing about Star Wars is just obviously the timeline is so big, the galaxy is so big, so there's always like another story to tell.
Oh, I can't wait. And we're all going to be gathering tonight to watch it all together, so. Now he's here to talk about his time as the plucky young Jedi, Ezra. Please welcome.
Ezra, what a character. He started in one place and he went through a roller coaster of a journey. It was just so fun to develop him and move with the fans and hear different sentiments along the way of people thinking he might go one way or another way, and hearing now where they think he's going to go or be or where he is. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Dave is one of the best creators we have in Star Wars. Absolutely. And the fact that he's just so involved with so much of what is happening in Lucasfilm, I think, is maybe the best thing ever for all of us. And so we all learned so much, I think, just being around him, and hearing what he has to say about Star Wars, and also how he breaks characters down and takes them and breaks our hearts with them only to build them back up. It's beautiful.
So, I mean, that must have been a heartbreaking decision when you heard that, you know, Ezra was going to fly off into hyperspace from Rosemary. What was your reaction when you found out that Ezra was going to humanity to take this up?
I mean, the Purgle are some of the coolest creatures in Star Wars. I'll argue with anybody with that. They're wild. It was so cool. I mean, that is how a Jedi, that's the final sort of selfless act. That not the end of their maturation, but sort of that evolution of, he started as such a selfish, cavalier, young Padawan, and then to finally reach that place, which he saw through Kanan, that he must sort of be selfless. Yeah.
So what has been the most rewarding aspect for you of being part of this big, crazy Star Wars family?
I mean, this is the coolest thing. This is what we've missed for so long. It's amazing. It's just so infectious, and it's actually so cool about Star Wars that we all share this love for the coolest galaxy in the world, and I'll say it every time again, for as long as I can. It's just the coolest group of people, and that's what I miss the most, by far.
Is there anything else you want to say to the fans?
I mean, you guys are amazing. I love you guys. I'll be signing tonight over at the Hilton Avalon room for a sort of late night session, which should be pretty cool.
Nice. So heading over to the Hilton Avalon room, 610 to meet Taylor. Thank you so much for joining us. It's so good to see you.
Thank you. It's so good to see you.
Thrillers. Now she's ready to show us how the sparks of the rebellion lit a fire throughout the galaxy. Please welcome the executive producer of the upcoming Disney Plus series Andor, Sana Wallenberg. Oh, Sana, that trailer this morning. It's so good. You know, there was such an intensity to that trailer, like just a driving intensity. And then I'm thinking about it and I'm like, oh, Sana's done Chernobyl, she's worked on Black Mirror, like you're no stranger to sort of dark and driving intensity. Is that something that you really wanted to bring to Star Wars?
I think darkness is always a part of Star Wars. In the case of Andor, Cassian, you know, of his extraordinary journeys through the formative years of the rebellion, an era full of danger, deception, and intrigue, with the tentacles of the galaxy spreading, of the Empire spreading through the galaxy. You know, how can it not be dark in certain places? You know, what's not to love?
And that was one of the things that I think people immediately loved and latched onto about Cassian in Rogue One, right? It's like, this was the first time, like we've always seen the rebellion doing things, but this was the first time, I think, on film, somebody in the rebellion really talked about sort of how down and dirty it is to be part of a rebellion, right?
Yes, I mean, in Rogue One, you meet him to, you know, for the rebel that he has become, who ends up giving his life for the cause. And in Andor, you meet him 5 years prior to that, and you go on a really epic and extraordinary journey to him, you know, when you find out how he became the person that you have come to love and work with.
And of course, we also see one of the we love her. How are these characters that we have seen before different this time around? And are we going to see more characters that we're familiar with?
Much more of that, yes. We have 12 episodes to dive deeper into our characters. We're meeting them in a very different place. It is starting 5 years previous to the events of Rogue One. And you know, Mothma is in a different place, but you know her as the rebel leader that she becomes. at the time when he or she's still part of the Senate and trying to fight from within. They're very different.
Oh, I love that. We love some political intrigue in our Star Wars. Are there any other characters that we know that we're going to see? Anybody else that you can drop us a few hints, maybe?
Well, that would really be telling now, wouldn't it? I'm afraid you will have to pick up this conversation next year when we'll be back. And you have seen and been part of our journey. I can't wait for you to share it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Keep your secrets.
Well, I try.
Now, is there anything else that you want to say to the fans, or anything that you want them to know about Andor as we're kind of getting hyped for this show?
What can I say? We're really proud of what we've done, and we're really excited to be here today with all of you to give you a first taste of the show that is to come, and hope that our teaser did just that and tease you. We're really excited, and really hope you will share it to our excitement.
Oh, I'm ready. Bring on the intrigue. I'm ready, Sana. Thank you so much. I want to thank you for just helping to craft such a thrilling story for Star Wars fans to look forward to. And speaking of forward, we've got lots more guests backstage ready to party with us here on tomorrow. So don't go anywhere. Thank you so much to Sana.
Since he was 26 years old. She's back to lead the rebellion once again as Mon Mothma.
Oh my god, I don't know if I can speak. First of all, I have to thank you so much. It's been such a special day. It's amazing to be back, and also because I'm not back into the Cassian Andor you met in Rogue One. I'm telling you the story 5 years before, you know, and I'm telling you the story that answers all the questions that Rogue One didn't answer. For me, Rogue One it's a lot about the event, where the sacrifice they make, but you don't know exactly why and where they come from, and where that decision is coming from. So now we're going to tell you that story. You know, you remember there was a line in Rogue One where the character says, "I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old," right? So now you're going to meet that man, you know, the wounded man that couldn't have a childhood and he's been fighting since 6 years old. We're going to get to meet him in a moment where he doesn't feel capable of what he actually ends up doing, you know? He doesn't feel that he has that inside. So it's about that awakening.
I did it again.
I am very excited because it would have been terrible to come back and do the same character, but this is not the same character. And it reminds us that we're all capable of transforming, and we're all capable of doing extraordinary things. You know? Well, I mean, when we did the film, I had to answer many of these questions that, you know, the script didn't answer, nor the film, and nobody actually cares about that stuff, but that's the stuff you work on, you know? You have to know where you're coming from when you go on set and pretend something's happening. So I did answer those questions when I shot the film, and then then, you know, Lucasfilm was interested in telling that story. And I don't know, it's very different, you know, it's someone that is very, like, wounded in a post, but he can barely swim further than this, you know, and he's surviving, but I can't tell you much because I will ruin the experience. You won't tell anyone?
No, we won't tell anyone. We'll be quiet.
Can I just be honest and tell you about the story?
Yes.
Gladly, I'm not drunk, so it's not going to happen.
What's it like for you to go deeper into this character?
Yeah, it's such a gift. It's so extraordinary. A little bit like DEIGO, I think what's amazing is that Lucasfilm and our creators have created space to tell her story a bit. You know, it's great. We know where she ends up. We know where she is in Rogue One. For those, you know, some people will have seen those deleted scenes that I did like nearly 20 years ago. So I feel like all that information that I know I was able to bring here, and I think this piece for Mon Mothma, well, for all of us actually, 12 episodes allows us to really engage with characters, to really discover history, to discover who these people are, and to engage with their fight. Hers is a different fight, but it's still a fight.
It's just like, very different place. How would you say Mon Mothma is different this time around compared to other times that we've seen her?
Well, we know in Rogue One that she's one of the leaders of the rebellion. We start with her in Andor, steeped in Empire. She is a member of the Galactic Senate, as you all know, and so she begins this story in a political society, you know, trying to collaborate with people to engage in opposition to this ever-looming autocracy that is the Empire. That is she's trying her hardest. You know, obviously she fails, but maybe that's what.
Oh, this is the last one. I think this is the last guest for today. Then we go ahead to the kids' lounge and chill out for a little while. Or we can like drop our stuff off. And, like,
be back
do
with
walk.
his family,
Why are you winking?
getting to work with these amazing people, you know, and exploring more with this team that I learned so much from.
Huh?
And then
you can also do that. It's not.
that you work that's something you normally don't feel. You normally go out there and try to get people's attention and hope they can and beg for them to watch what you
stand here and lean over.
You know, to listen to the stories. And here's the opposite, you know. The attention is there, the need for the stories is there. And it's quite special. It makes you feel like blessed, you know. I would say that for me the nicest part of this process is that I was invited from the beginning. As an actor, sometimes it's hard to be thrown there when everything is ready, you know, when everything is decided, when the camera is about to roll. And here I was invited to the whole process, and it gave me the beautiful chance to be part of every decision, to understand every decision. Get to meet with every part of the crew and the cast and the team, you know, and this feels very, you know, I feel I belong to this project, and the project belongs to me. Not even react to when I was like, no, but I got a story to tell you. Shut up!
You guys just want to take over? So in 3 words, without spoiling anything, or else I'm going to probably get in trouble. What can fans expect from you?
3 words?
3 words.
12 episodes, 3 words?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go first, and then because we'll say the same words. I'm gonna say thriller. I'm gonna say adventure and revolution.
Before we go, is there anything else you guys want to say to the fans?
Sorry?
Is there anything else you guys want to say to the fans?
Does he not have 3 words too?
Oh yeah, no, 3 words. No pressure.
3 words, Diego.
And it's, see, I would say thriller, adventure, and darkness. You know?
Okay, yeah.
May I say something else?
Yes.
Muchísimas gracias a todos los que... sentir su cariño, la verdad, y a la gente que está escuchando esto en casa. Muchísimo su cariño y su compañía, y espero este show les guste y espero sigan ganando y nos ayuden a que todo el mundo hable de él.
close out the first day of Star Wars Celebration, huh?
It's hard to believe we're only on day one. We've covered so much.
I know, and it's even harder to believe that the first day is coming to a close. But do not fret, we'll be back tomorrow with even more surprise guests, exclusive reveals, and if you're lucky, a little bit of fun thrown in for good measure.
I hope so. I hope there's fun. In fact, tomorrow we're celebrating the 20th anniversary of Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. And Star Wars in the Disney parks, and so much more.
So much more, we can't even talk about it because it's so incredible and so fun. Trust us, you will not want to miss tomorrow's show.
For real. So thanks so much to all of our guests today. Our
You're my